Well, here I am back home. I got my Starbucks, came home, fixed it up, and was on the way driving, driving back. And I took a bit of time and drove over by the ocean, um, down by the beach area, looking at all the people on the beach, etc. Seeing a bit of the water was wonderful. But it hit me, if I could do what I'd like to do, what would that be? If I could pick whatever I wanted to do. And I think it hit me, because every time I'm playing in the car, I have the flute music playing. Okay. Um, and I thought, one of the happiest times in my life was just when I had a little Dolphin motorhome, one of those little bitty ones. I think it's like a 20 foot, 21 foot, they're small. And I had, I lived in it and I was quite happy with that. Of course, didn't have a lot in the way of, unlike the house where you've got all this stuff, everywhere, just stuff. Didn't have a lot of stuff in there, but was quite happy with it. But I thought if I could do anything, I would love to be able to take the flute music around the U.S. and, just go out and play. Now, here in Florida, you're not allowed to do that. You never see a street musician. You never see anything. There's nothing allowed here. Like I said, this is the most absolutely bankrupt place I've ever lived in my life. Any other city of culture, they allow street musicians, they allow, the arts, things to be out to the people. Not here. Okay? So I'd really, just like to be able to travel around, be able to play the flute, and bring a good word to humanity. Really things at this present time are polarizing. I've said this for a long time. My students know this. I started talking about this maybe 10 years ago, that things are going to start polarizing, and you'll see a split between the light and the dark. You'll see a big polarization taking place. That those that are going towards light, okay, they'll be more engaging in that. And those that are not into ego will be more solidified into the ego drama. And sure enough, that's happening more and more and more and more. So I think it's, important for those of us that have gone through the whole of the path and have come out the other side, so to speak, and spit back out into humanity after the long journey inwards, that you need to bring that wisdom to people and let them know that, this is all a journey through consciousness. And you can never lose hope. You don't lose the integrity of who and what you are, no matter what's going on the outside. They can't take away your integrity. Okay? Unless you allow that to happen. And life is, that seed of life is eternal. So again, don't give up. Don't buy into the fear. Don't buy into the drama. Don't buy into the nonsense that's taking place now. Continue to keep your counsel and trust that, that God is going to work things out. unfortunately or fortunately, however you look at it, on this planet we have free will. The Creator set it up with free will. So it's up to you, it's up to mankind how this is going to go. But make no mistake, no matter how foul this gets, ego eventually is going to fall, and fall hard. Who knows how much longer that's going to take? But sometimes it's like, people that are addicted to drugs. Sometimes it takes falling and crashing really hard before they start to look up, and that can be the way it is with ego as well. Maybe it's going to take the mass mind of humanity to really take a fall before they see that they're not as smart as they think they are. That they need to start looking for a better way. The ego drama can only go for so long until it starts imploding, like is happening with Trump. That is so fractured that they don't know the difference from a lie from the truth, and they have to keep telling a bigger and bigger lie to mask their fallacy. So one can only continue to lie for themselves, for so long before something is going to happen. Okay? So please, people, don't get too caught up in the drama that eventually this is going to right itself. Eventually the light and the right wins out over the darkness and the fear-mongering and the hate. Okay? Those that, they say those that live by the sword will die by the sword. Their hate is going to consume them. Just like this guy that shot up the synagogue, or this guy that tried to send the bombs. Where are they now? They're going to spend the rest of their life in prison. Now, how's that working for you? Did it get rid of the problem that you thought was there? No. It's only served to drag you down. Okay? And whether they go to prison in this lifetime or they leave the body and they're imprisoned by their own consciousness with those of like minds, which is a hell realm. They're already in a hell realm, and they haven't found the way to get out of it, is not through hate and division and fighting, but it's to give up those false ideations of division and to find out something that's much higher, much more inclusive, much more that comes from a heart of sharing. Okay? Division can only go so far before all those divided ones will turn on each other. Okay? Those that are in hate and division will wind up turning on each other. They're their own worst enemies. So please, people, again, don't buy into the hate and the rhetoric and the woe is me and beat the drum and poor us. And, if we want it to change, then we need to get out and do the work to change. And eventually it will. Not always in our timing, but again, it will change in time. So let's go forward and do the right thing, okay? And continue to give what can be given, where it can be given.